He said, that's Uncle Jimmy. And they all look at him and he goes, it is, it is. Yeah, so like that, they all believe that. What else do you like? There you go, that's up there.
Uncle Freddie, behind you there, is that like a mungie circle in, because it's got that bit of a wide part of the river there, or a Murray cod?
Yeah, it could be. The trouble is, what's happened these days is they leave snags in the river like that. Now, what happens when that water comes up high, it hits that snag and comes over here and washes this bank away. Now, it didn't happen in the old days because the crews used to pull the bloody snags out and burn them. Use them for firewood. Now they say, oh, leave the snags in there. They don't realise on the other side the river's all going to get washed away. Just up there where I show you, did it wash away?
Yep.
No, it's bloody terrible. They don't understand, you know.
We've got a lot to learn.
Yeah. You know, it's easy once you just look at it and realise it. You say, well, why is this water back washing this bank away? Because there's that bloody thing there. And you'll see another one up there, there's one up there, and on the other side there, it's all washed away too. Eventually those trees will all go in the river, and you're not going to have a river no more, you're just going to have a big long line of red gums in the water, where the water was. Or it'll get washed away and come out over here somewhere and take their houses with it. Yeah.
Well, Freddie, you spend much time further up. Lots of your stories that I've read, and it's around this sort of lower country. We come from up in the King Valley, higher up, and where we work's up in the 15 Mile Creek area. Did you, as a young fella, or have you got many stories of higher up? I guess in the hills or the mountains. Did you spend much time up there?
The stories, they included all that country, because because you know, people don't realise that like today, I live in Jewellery now, and that's still in Bangarang country, and up there, I know you've been up there, anyone here? You can't find a stone up there. There's no stones. It's just sandy loam country, you know. But there's no stones anywhere. So the people along the river there, well, it's a Billabong Creek, but it's a river really. But they used to call it a creek. I suppose because compared to the Murray, it's a creek. Yeah. Anyway, which is Murray's only a bit further here. Anyway, they used to make beautiful spears there for fishing, and no one could sort of make it as good because they had these special reeds that used to grow along the Billabong Creek, and then up in the high country of there, like not where it floods, there's a tree called a boree tree, and they also call it a mulga. Now the wood's that hard, if you try and saw a branch off with a bow saw or something, it just bounces on it, you can't get it. Anyway, they used to get that wood off the mulga tree and make the ends for the spears, you know, and it was that hard. So these ones down here, like red gum's sort of hard, but not as hard as that, and it splits too. Yeah. So they used to swap stones down here for these spears. Today, all the guys from the they used to walk it. There's no such thing as time. You just say, well, we're going up here with the fish. It might take a week to get there, but they get there. And then they'd also have halfway parts, or just above the Murray or somewhere. They'd walk down there and they'd meet there and do their trading there, like Berwick and places like that. Yeah, so they would have to travel, so both people had to trial. There's a story about that in the book too. But you know, there was nothing there to travel from, say, for here, bloody Mansfield or something like that. There was nothing. They just took a long haul on, made their fag and walk if you just go. So, well, for me, I can't do that too long. Get up to that road up there and I go, oh, where's this chair? And yeah, I used to walk for miles and miles when I was young. Oh, well. What else have we got to talk about?
I come from First Cross and it's Bangarang. So is Bangarang and just a different hang and your Tangarang? Oh no.
You're from Numurkah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, what?
They're from
Difference
Numurkah.
Yeah,
Bangarang
yeah.
and
Bangarang.
Pangarang.
That's right.
And here's Pangarang, or are they meant to be the same?
Yeah, it's just exactly, it's only the way that someone wrote it. It doesn't mean it's the same. So what we've done now with the Bangarang Aboriginal Corporation, we had a meeting there. We said we're sick of everyone like asking like questions just asked. So from now on, it's capital P, Bangarang, small P. So, and that's how it was probably pronounced in the first place, because the Aboriginal people didn't have B or P. Bangarang. So,
Both together.
yeah, both together anyway.
Well, our school magazine was the Bangarang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Numurkah means shield.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. The small shield, the parallel one, not the big figure. Yeah. Yeah, there's no, we've had that people ask that question and when I write stuff and you know, write Bangarang stroke, Bangarang, then I go, oh yeah, hang on a minute, what are you doing? Be it a Bangarang, I'm a word Bangarang. So everyone agreed, they said that, oh, you're right. Yeah.
Either one's right.
Hey?
Either way's right.
Yeah.
Fascinated about the canoes,
Hey?
Uncle Freddie, just the canoes and making the canoes. You've got many stories about that, sort of personal fascination.
Making canoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bark canoes. Got a bit to do with that.
Yeah. Well, what they used to, the red gum bark's not much good for it because it splits. Unless you keep it wet, you've got to keep it wet. And it's not get that heavy and bloody thick. So what they used to do here, us mob, we used to go up to, say, Killawarra Forest area and get the stringy barks. Blow up around springers, you get good stringy barks. And the stringy bark, you turn it inside out, so you've got the smooth side out and the rough side in. Because when you get in and out of it, if you're on the smooth side, you're going to be slipping ass over in. Whereas you've got the rough side in, that don't happen, you know, because you get mud on you and everything like that, you don't slip. So they made them out. Stringy bark was a favourite tree, because, and then they'd cut us around. Sometimes, if it was a big enough tree, they'd cut it in shape, sort of a canal bit. But if it was a bit smaller tree, they'd just cut the whole way around, take it off in one big like square sheet. Then they go and soak that in water to make it supple, and then hold it over fire. They make like a framework for sticks with a fork, and things go over it, then they hang it, put it over there. But not till it dried, just till it sort of got half dry. Then they'd fold it to the shape they want. And at the end, they put the two ends together and make holes through there and sort of with kangaroos, sinews or something like that. They'd make that, they'd sew it together on the ends. Then they'd get beeswax and just fill it up that crack anyway, and that sets hard and won't put water in, couldn't get in there. And they'd put around the top of the canoe. So that's your canoe roughly. And then you'd have sticks, and you'd put sticks along there on each side to keep it in shape. Yeah. Because if you didn't have them, they'd eventually want to curl up again. So you had to have them. And while it was drying, you'd have a few sticks going across, like to stay to keep them. Then once it got dry, it'd stay in shape forever. Yeah. Bloody hard work, but they didn't have, you know, that's the only way they could do it. You couldn't go and buy one up the street.
Is there any intact ones around in this area?
Eh?
Are there any intact canoes that people have made from the bark?
Over in the cultural centre